Okay, so any of you who follow me on Instagram have seen something reminiscent to this, or you saw my most recent post outlining all of these and showcasing each version next to the newest one. At the top of the list, we have the variant of the gun that the band had made for them to sell as merchandise on their website. It's really nice, especially once you paint it up and weather it to look used, like it's, fresh off the screen. But it has some inconsistencies as far as molding goes. It's also very tiny, like in hand. Like this doesn't do it justice, but like that's really small. Despite this being a really long prop overall, it's still under scale. It's not a one-to-one replica, which makes that a bit of a letdown. Let's go to this one. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this was one of the first, if not the first, really well done 3D models of the Danger Days gun, released on a 3D file share website for free. The original creator basically put on there, like, make it, sell it, do whatever you want with these. I just wanted to make this gun. And it's not bad. A lot of people in the creator space would call this what's called holster fodder. It looks good from a side profile and looks good in a holster, but overall it lacks a lot of dimensionality. It's missing some details as far as the shape of the gun, whereas this one has a bit more dimension in the slide region, some more angles, more polygonal kind of shapes, and then that taper as it gets to the end of the barrel. Whereas this one does not really have that taper as it gets to the end of the barrel. And the big problem with it that everyone knows, the end of the barrel being that big gaping hole, when the original props used on camera have, for whatever reason, a split barrel. Now, let's go to my, what we call Aftermath variant. I had contacted 2 different people to get the permission to make and sell these. The original comic book artist who designed the 2D sketch of these guns originally, and the 3D modeler, the fan, who made a version that was very similar to this. I made some slight changes to it to accommodate it to what I want it to be. It's not supposed to be an exact replica of the Danger Days gun. It's supposed to be a close second so that people, when they watch my short film series, they know what it is, but it's not the same. And considering that there's no kind of trademarking or anything on these prop guns, I'm allowed to make and sell these for my own short film. I also, again, asked for the permission from the original comic book artist, and he said, do it. Give the people what they want. They love this gun design. All I ever wanted was to be credited for it, so I make these guns. And then the pseudo company that I have, the made-up company that makes these guns in the short film, is his initials, VL Plasmatech. I figured that was a nice way to credit him indefinitely for the design of these guns. We can go to my Danger Days variant, so using the base model that I have to create another version that was more close to the Danger Days model for the people who like my gun but still want the Danger Days gun. I made this one, and it's not terribly different. It just has a few of those details that the people would want because of it being a Danger Days gun. The vents are different. The little like clothespin kind of looking piece here, the vents obviously. I did also change the split barrel. I was looking at screenshots again, and it looks like the tip of the barrel, the opening is more rounded. It's not polygonal, so I went ahead and added that detail. It's not as tapered as you get to the end of the barrel, but in hand and like looking at it, it's as close to screen accurate as I could get. And then last but not least, we have the newest edition, which is the one with the working parts. Now this one, where it's lacking some of the dimensional details that are on the original prop, such as this one, where it's lacking those details, it really makes up for just the in-hand feel and the look. It has the angles that it needs on the slide. It has the overall feel in hand. And I mean, again, the working parts really just seals the deal on this thing. It may not have the taper towards the end of the barrel, but it does have the split barrel, which matters quite a bit. Now, if I wasn't going to keep this to where I can take it apart, break it down, I would fill in this seam because I need to be able to have access to that trigger just in case that spring was to ever fail so I could replace it. Eventually, I want to put springs on the slide so the slide can actually move and be put back. Like right now, I have some chunks of foam in there just to tighten it up so it stays on there nice and tight. But eventually we'll get there. But I think, despite my version of the gun, I love my Danger Days version, but I think this is just that much better. I feel like it's that much closer to the original screen use prop, and it's a great addition. And that now, that's 5 out of the 6 versions of this gun the last one being the original screen used prop.